Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, the Brooke Ashley, and today we are here to discuss BET presents The Encore, Season 1, Episode 6. While this was a very entertaining episode, I have to say one gripe that I have is the editing. I am not liking how they are editing this show. It's very much giving last season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I just feel like they're editing crucial moments out. It's making the story a little bit hard to follow, in my opinion. I don't know if it's just me, but I really wish that we were seeing some of the behind the scenes arguments that are going down. It just seems like everything will be chugging along, and then all of a sudden, this cast member is unhappy with something that went down that they didn't show. So I feel like, not like I'm lost watching the show, but it just always feels like something is missing, something was taken out. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, but for me, I'm finding it to be a little bit annoying, and I'm just gonna need production to step it up. But again, that's just me. Let's just jump right on into this recap because I have a lot to say. And Lamisha, burn those ugly dresses because what the F were you wearing? But I digress. So we start off the episode with Pam and Lamisha in the kitchen. Pam is complimenting Lamisha on that ugly dress that she's wearing. She said, okay, girl, I see you. Lamisha talking about, yeah, I need to buy this in different colors. I was like, please don't. Lamisha has no sense of style whatsoever. I said, you put that on and said that looks good. I was like, and Lamisha was really showing off that dress like it was doing something. I was like, no, ma'am. So Lamisha goes on over to Pam and she's like, Pam, I just want to let you know that I am so sorry for how I treated you last night. We find out that Lamisha was getting on Pam for not speaking up in regards to the twins and their attitudes. So Pam is like, baby girl, don't even worry about it. It is fine. I completely understand. Like, it is no hard feelings over here. Pam's disposition is much needed because she's very calm. She's very level-headed, very even-keeled. And that is a much needed welcome in this house, especially since quite a few of these ladies have very abrasive and very strong personalities that can get very irritating very fast. So I said, that was really nice to see her and Lamisha embrace and just let it all go. And that was big of Lamisha to apologize. So now we see one of the twins, I think it was Felicia, comes down and she's like, oh, y'all was beefing last night? And they're like, yeah, you know, but it's all squared away. It's all settled with, we're good. And then Felicia says in her confessional that Lamisha always does this. She's always starting an argument and then apologizing. And it's like, well, what's real anymore? Like, are your apologies even real? Is the fight even real? Like, I'm confused. And I was sort of laughing because I was like, Lamisha and the twins are also two sides of the same coin personality-wise. The three of them are all hypersensitive. They're very abrasive at times. So I said it's funny how Lamisha and the twins can't see themselves in each other because they both have very similar traits. The conversation now pivots to the listening party that's going to be taking place later on that day. Pam says that she's excited to see who's going to be showing up from Total. Are both of the ladies going to show up? Is nobody going to show up? She's anxious but excited at the same time. So now she sits down to eat her breakfast. Aubrey sits down to join Pam. She's like, are you excited about who's going to show up? Do you think that both of them are going to show up? And Pam says that she's unsure. And then we find out that Pam has not seen or spoken to her bandmates in 4 years. So then Pam's like, do you think that anybody in your band is going to show up? Aubrey was like, nope, like it ain't happening. And I was like, what a shame that these ladies can't put aside their differences and try to get right, especially since we know that quite a few of those ladies could use the money. But again, child, girl groups, guy groups, egos get involved, arguments, people holding grudges for years, folks feeling slighted. It's always a whole lot, and I'm never surprised to hear that old bandmates are still not talking after 10, 20, 30 years. I was just laughing like, yeah, Aubrey was like, I'm not even going to sit up here and try to pretend that somebody from Dandy Kane is going to come because it's not happening. Pam tries to give Aubrey an encouraging word by saying, you know what, Aubrey, people are always going to talk. It is what it is. Aubrey agrees with Pam and she's like, look, I know what it's like to have salt and dirt thrown on my name. My reputation as a woman has been slandered many times over. And in this house, I'm being bazookaed by the twins at every turn. And she's just getting more and more fed up by what's going on in the house. Then Aubrey goes on in her confessional to say that the twins have set themselves up in the house to do everything. Here's an issue that I have with Aubrey. Aubrey is another person in this house who always has a sob story. It's like, girl, just leave then. If you're just so unhappy in this house, then just leave. Like, nobody wants to hear her whining and complaining day in and day out. I always found Aubrey to be very attention-seeking and just very annoying when she was making the band. Like, she was just always doing the absolute most, always picking a fight with Diddy. I mean, always has something smart to say. So I'm like, she still hasn't changed at her big age now. Now we see Miss Sita. She is calling the ladies into the living room. And while all the ladies are trickling in, she's complimenting Shamari and Nivea on their hats. They both look super cute. And then Miss Lamisha shows up in this hideous yellow dress. And the way Lamisha thought that she was zipping it and zooing it for the girls, I was like, absolutely not. I know that we get on Giselle from Real Housewives of Potomac on her crazy fashions, but Lamisha has Giselle beat when it comes to the worst style on reality TV. I mean, Lamisha and these clothes are absolutely atrocious. So all the compliments have been exchanged. All the ladies are sitting down, and Sita lets them know that they better get ready because the listening party with all their former group members and other execs in the music industry will be at the house in a few short hours. You can tell that the ladies are a mix of excited and also nervous. The whole group should be nervous because they've been doing more arguing than they have been recording and singing, in my humble opinion. So the ladies head down to the studio and they are trying to get the track list together for this listening party. They all agree that Skeletons is going to be the first one played. And then I think that they were going to sing the Go Don't Leave song after. And now there's a problem because they don't have the Go Don't Leave song. Cosign still has it. So now all of the ladies are getting flustered because they don't have Go Don't Leave. The twins are visibly annoyed, and we know that the twins get angered quite easily, which also is a terrible trait because it's like, it can't always be 0 to 100 in 3 seconds every time you encounter some sort of obstacle. Like, there needs to be a middle ground. They need to be a little bit more even-keeled and not so quick to fly off the handle. Felicia calls up Cosign and she's like, hey, like, I need the track because you took it. She's like, send it to me ASAP. Cosign sends it to her and he sends his version. Child. She plays Cosign's version of the song and she is pissed because she thinks that the song is really dry and flat, and then all the other ladies agree that Felicia's version of Go Don't Leave is much better. Nivea even points out how Felicia had like a Caribbean, like island flair to the song, and how Cosign's version of the song doesn't have all that. Fallon says in her confessional that she just feels like Cosign is dropping the ball and that he made a rookie mistake taking the song and not leaving it for them so that they could, you know, tweak it and do what they needed. So we can already see how this is about to play out. There's now about to be some drama between the twins and Cosign. It just seems like the twins cannot get along with anybody. I'm finding the twins and their abrasiveness to be just really off-putting. Being talented does not give you the right to be a jackass. I don't know if they were made to feel small or made to feel like they weren't enough, but the way they act, it just seems like they're overcompensating for something. It's like, girls, aren't you tired of all of this? It's a lot. Just simmer down for like 3 seconds. Nobody thinks that you guys aren't talented. Nobody thinks that you guys don't have what it takes to be in the industry, but y'all need to just calm down. Like, their attitudes are very nasty. Now we pivot on over to see the guests arriving. We see Jazzy Faye arrive. I was like, I haven't seen or heard that name in quite some time. Mila from 702 arrives. When I tell you, I was shocked to see Mila. I was like, oh my gosh, like I just know about all the tension that occurred in 702 and all the jealousy at her being the lead singer. I was like, oh, Mila's definitely not coming. So when she came, I was like, oh my gosh. And you know who Mila looks like to me? Mila reminds me so much of Quad from Married to Medicine. I was like, they favor. They could definitely pass as sisters or cousins because I was like, they look so much alike to me. Then we see Brandy, who was in black with Shamari. We also see Kima show up from Total. I was pleasantly surprised to see Kima. For some reason, I was unsure that anybody from Total would show up. I thought that Pam would be left hanging, honestly. Like, I don't know why. It is in my head. I was not expecting anybody from Total to show up. And last but not least, we see Ronnie DeVoe himself show up. And he showed up bearing gifts for his wife, Shamari. He had balloons and a teddy bear and flowers. That was just really sweet. I said that was cute. I was hoping that Notori would have shown up and handled Miss Keeley. That would have been some grade A television. I would pay good money to see Keeley apologize for the evilness that she showed Notori while they were in 3LW together. I mean, I wasn't surprised that nobody showed up. I don't know what the relationship is between Keeley and Adrian Bailan. Yeah, I wasn't surprised that nobody showed up, but I was just kind of like, damn. I was a little taken aback that Fallon and Felicia's sisters didn't show up since they were all in Cherish together. And the way Fallon and Felicia's attitudes are set up, I could definitely see them having some sort of falling out with the other two sisters. But again, I digress. Everybody is excited to see their former bandmates. Shamari is thrilled to see Ronnie. And now the show begins. They started off with skeletons, and midway through the song, Ronnie, Jazzy Faye, and one of the producers is like, no, 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 like, wait, stop the song, stop the song. The ladies are shook, like, oh my God, please don't tell me that they hate the song. And Ronnie and them are like, you know, we don't just want to hear the song, like we want to see you guys perform it. So they start the track back up again, and the ladies start jumping out there and they're singing, they're having fun with it. Everybody except Aubrey. Aubrey made a true jackass of herself during this entire listening party. The way she was just standing there, rolling her eyes, looking like she didn't want to be there. I had so much secondhand embarrassment. Like, you're making yourself look like a true fool. Who does that? I understand being pissed off. That's fine if you feel some sort of way. But when you are in a professional setting, you have to learn how to put your emotions to the side and just suck it up. And the other ladies picked up on your energy because Nivea was even like, girl, I don't know what's going on with Aubrey. Like, she just seems like she's checked out, like she's over it. Nobody has time to babysit a grown-ass woman all the time. That's tiring. And side note, my appreciation and love for Nivea has grown tenfold because I watched her interview with Kandi Burruss yesterday. And when I tell you, I was in tears. She has been through so much, and the fact that she still has a smile on her face, she can still find joy in life, that is a blessing. Thank you, Nivea, for being on this show, for being a professional, for working hard, and for also being the comic relief in the house, because it is much needed, because all these other ladies seem to do is just argue and give us some real weak vocals. But anyhow, I digress. Now they get on to the next song, which is Only God Knows, and that is the gospel track that Pam is the lead on. Pam opens up the song and she's giving us a little bit of choreography. I said, come through, Pam. Pam was really feeling it. She was feeling the whole vibe, and it was really nice to see. You can tell that Pam really connects with the song a lot. So anyhow, she's giving them a performance. The other ladies join in to start singing, and they're just all having a great time. And with all the arguing that takes place, it really is a special moment when all of them can just put the BS to the side and just get on one accord. It was also really touching when Kima ran up to hug Pam and they were crying after the song ended, and she was just so proud of Pam and the song. You can tell there's a lot of love there, but there's also a lot of hurt there. But that really was touching to see how happy and how supportive Kima was of Pam. Now it's time to play everybody's favorite song, Talking. And we all know that Talking is like the up-tempo, like that's a cute little bop. You know, you playing it on the way to the club, you're gonna hear it at the club. And Shamari is hyped up, everybody's hyped. Everybody's in the zone, everybody's feeling it, except for Irish. And Irish is talking about how she feels embarrassed to be there, how she feels some type of way. I was confused. Irish seemed excited for the listening party before, so this sudden change in attitude, I was like, wait, am I missing something? What just happened? Why is Irish feeling embarrassed? Like, I don't understand. To be very honest with you, Lamisha and Irish just don't fit this group. They're both whiners and complainers. They can't sing. Like, I just don't understand Irish's newfound disdain for the group now, and her feeling embarrassed and her feeling some sort of way. I was like, girl, what's your problem? They finished playing Talking. Everybody's hyped up. Mila from 702 says that she loved it. Absolutely loved the song. It's a sexy beat. A1 in her book. And Lamisha then brings up how her and Mila had issues back in the day. I was like, sis, we already know the story. We all watched The Unsung. And sis, you need to go to therapy because you still have some unresolved issues. You can tell that Lamisha still isn't quite over what happened when she was in 702. She still feels some sort of way. But that's good that it seems like Lamisha, Mila, and Irish are back on one accord and they seem to be good. But I just found it really funny at Lamisha bringing up the old issues and saying how stuff was reminiscent of things that went down when she was in the group. But anyhow, I digress. Also, every time Lamisha got in front in that awful dress, I just wanted to wash my eyes out with soap. The ladies finish it off with their final song, Bird's Eye View. They're all singing, everybody's clapping, and for the most part, everybody in the crowd is supportive and they like all the songs that they heard. So now we see all the ladies disperse. Shamari's talking to Ronnie, Irish, Mila, and Lamisha are all talking together. And then we see a one-on-one with Pam and Kima. And this conversation got very emotional. And like I said earlier, while there's a lot of love there, there still is a lot of hurt. And Kima is still upset by a lot of Pam's actions from years ago. Kima is like, I get that you're in this group, I'm happy for you, but it's like, I remember how when you left us, you said that we were Destiny's Child and you were the Beyonce of the group. And Pam was like, I don't remember saying that. Like, I said that? And Kima was like, yeah, girl, you said that. And it's always funny how people have selective memories when they've done something wrong to other people. Kima also goes on to say, Pam, I love you, and I'm here for it, but just why? And Pam lets it be known that she's in this house because God called her and told her to jump at this opportunity. I said, now, while God might have called Pam and told her, hey, I think you should join this show and do this, I also think that the bill collectors were calling Pam up as well. And they said, hey, sis, we're going to need this money for these bills, so you might want to do this show too. Kima tells Pam that she wants to see Pam get all the desires of her heart and that she loves her very much. I was happy to see that they are on good terms. I know it's still going to take a while for all that hurt to go away, but it's good to see them moving in the right direction. And I hope that Pam can rejoin her bandmates once again and that she can also do something with Total. That would be nice for Total to have a reunion and for them to all get that money. Now we flash on over to see Stone talking to Aubrey. And Aubrey tells him about the whole mess between her and Elijah, how Elijah got nasty with her, and how she's pretty much over it. She goes on about how she's been unable to be an effective leader because all of the drama going on in the house. Stone is giving her some advice, and of course, it's just going in one ear and out the other. Like I said before, I have grown tired of hearing Aubrey complain and make excuses. I'm just sick of it. I don't care anymore. Now we're back to Lamisha, Irish, and Mila talking. They're joking around and just having a good time. They suggest that they should all get matching necklaces. And so like, yeah, that would be great. Then all of a sudden, Irish goes on to talk about how she's just getting pissed off in the house, how she hasn't gotten that many bars to sing. She only got like 2 lines, and she's about to carry her behind back on the plane because she's just over it. And I was like, Irish, I don't know how much more we can say it, but you, my dear, cannot sing that well. And that's me being nice. I was actually surprised when Lamisha was like, well, you know what? I'm just happy to be here. I'm going to remain optimistic because usually her and her sister are complaining together and upset about something. So I was pleasantly surprised, like finally Lamisha's like, look, I'm just happy to be here, happy to be collecting a check again, and I'm just happy to be singing something. And Irish, you need to get on board like your sister and get optimistic too, because I don't know what more you're expecting with the weak vocals that you have. The party's over, everybody leaves, and now we see all the ladies are, doing their own thing. Lamisha, Keely, and Shamari are in the kitchen talking, and Lamisha brings up her sister Irish's gripes about not getting enough lines in the songs. Keely tells Lamisha, look, I get it. Like, I hear you, girl. I got you. Shamari even makes note of how Irish feels, and she's like, I understand how she's feeling. Like, I would feel some sort of way if I was only getting 1 or 2 lines in a song. But again, it was like, Shamari, you can actually sing. Irish cannot sing. So it does not make sense to have the weakest singers singing a whole bunch of lines. Like, what sense does that make? I understand that Irish is upset, but it's like, if you want to sing more, you're going to need to work on your voice. She needs to be working with Cinnamon, the vocal coach, like every single day for hours on end. Now we head on over to Miss Aubrey. She's just stewing and pouting. She's pissed off. In her confessional, she's going off about how people need to put some respect on her name. And it's all the writings on the wall that Aubrey is over it. And we see an SUV coming to the house, and it is apparent that Aubrey has left. Thank you, Jesus, because Aubrey was bringing absolutely nothing to this show, nothing but aggravation. It's the next day, and Keely is in the kitchen asking Nivea if she's seen Aubrey. Nivea is like, no, I haven't seen her. Like, what happened? Keely's like, I think she's gone because all her stuff is out of our room. I haven't seen her, haven't heard her. Like, I think she left the house. So Keely goes around the house asking if the other ladies have seen Aubrey. They're all like, no, I can't believe that she's gone. Shamari's upset. Pam is upset that Aubrey left. The word gets around to the twins. They're both like, girl, unless it's a medical emergency, I am not sitting up here worried about Miss Aubrey leaving. Like, Miss Aubrey has been dramatic since the day she got in this house, and her leaving, she just wants a moment. And they were right. She does want a moment that was nothing but an attention grab. Nobody cares, Aubrey. So because Aubrey is no longer in the group, they now have to remove her vocals off of the songs. We see Nivea and Keely in the studio, and Nivea is singing Aubrey's part. I think it was on Talking. So all the ladies go down to join Nivea and Keely in the studio, and Cinnamon, Cosign, and Aaliyah, the choreographer, come down to join them. They're like, hey y'all, before you all sit down, we have some news. Aubrey has left the house. They're all like, wait, what? Like, what happened? So they're telling the three of them about all the drama that has transpired, how Aubrey just wasn't feeling it and she's gone. As dramatic as that is, child, now things are about to take a hard left once again. Felicia goes on to ask Cosign to play the Bird's Eye View track. Felicia gets upset with Cosign because he stops her track. And she's like, that's disrespectful. Like, you don't stop an artist's record. Like, so she's just pissed. Like, she's already fired up. Cosign plays his version of the song. And while he's playing it, you can see Felicia is just pissed off. Like, she's just getting angrier and angrier as she's sitting there. So while Felicia is getting angrier by the minute, Cosign peeps it and he's like, is she throwed off? Like, what's going on with her? Like, what's her deal? Child, Felicia's like, stop the music. Like, what did you say? So he's like, I asked if you were throwed off. Felicia says, yes, I am thrown off. And for the record, work has been getting done without you. Like, you know, you're not the one calling on the shots. Like, me and my sister have been making things happen. Felicia is getting more and more irate, and Cosign is just as calm as can be, and he's telling Felicia to relax. Now, Keely jumps in to defend Felicia, and she's like, don't tell her to relax. Like, I don't play that. I don't like when men step in talking about relax or calling women sweetheart and all that jazz. Like, that doesn't fly. I don't like all that toxic masculinity bullshit. Now Keely and Cosign get into it, and Cosign says, y'all better check my Wikipedia page. Like, you know, y'all don't know who y'all talking to. Keely gets pissed like,
boy, don't nobody give a damn about your Wikipedia page and what you've done.
Like, you're not about to sit up here and talk to women like this. Felicia ends up calling him a chauvinistic bastard. And she goes on to talk about how she's not about to get into a dick measuring contest with Cosign, and how she feels like Cosign is threatened by women being just as talented and as powerful. And here's my honest opinion. Unless the editing on this show is really trash and Cosign was saying some really crazy things that we didn't see, I feel like Felicia could have handled it in a better way. I don't know. That's just me. Like, I just felt like this whole situation didn't have to get as heated as it did. Y'all, I'm getting tired of the twins and their attitudes. But all in all, this was a very entertaining episode. Thank you all so much for watching my recap. I really hope you enjoyed. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all later. Bye.